Going on live. There we go. What is up, everybody? We are live. I'll send the live out to some people right now. We'll put it up in the Discord. Reminder for Discord that we are live and you could join the Discord at any time. Got a lot of stuff going on in there. I keep writing, trying to put a daily success story, things like that. A little bit of motivation videos I like. I want to start putting like exclusive videos on there as well, but they would just be little short things. I'm sending this out real quick. Still got nobody yet? Okay, cool. Let's see. What do we want to talk about today? I got a little list written down. 1 second. I got to send this out to one more person. All right. So the live has been shared. Hopefully everyone could see it and get in on that. We're going to talk about today. These are video topics I got for videos coming up, but I want to do videos on circumstances don't matter. I think it's always good to have a healthy reminder of circumstances not mattering, because so often it's like you got things going for you, but then you get hit with your circumstances again, or you remind yourself of your circumstances again, and then all of a sudden you're right back at square one. You spiraled out. We don't want to be spiraling. I talk about everyone's you pushed out all the time, but I think the strongest affirmation to come with everyone's you pushed out is what I desire desires me. If I desire SP, she desires me. He desires me. Whatever your SP or whatever you're manifesting, everyone and everything is you pushed out. So that'll be something else we touch on, and that's an affirmation. I want to talk about, because I'm going to do a video on this too, but we'll touch on it real quick because these go for a longer amount of time. Something like a little note I have on doing affirmations. I want to go a lot heavier into self-concept because I feel like that's something that's very neglected, because you get your SP and then you don't maintain it. You get money, you don't maintain it because you don't believe you deserve whatever you receive. So that's going to go back into self-concept and a little bit about the self-talk that goes with your self-concept and the overall feelings and stuff I feel that's missed on self-concept. So I'm going to talk about that here. Then we'll make a video on that this week. Where was it? I just had a couple of success things. I don't know if I'm going to put them on the Discord. I do like to post the success stories in the Discord, but I'll try to start throwing more of them over here into the live streams. But remember, if you have a success story, email it to me, drop it in the live, wherever you want to put it. Send a DM. Yeah, so I think we'll go with that. Waiting for some people to come in. I'll get the cigar nice and ready. We'll do a cigar. If Lily is here, this is not why my breathing is raspy. It's because of post-nasal drip, not the cigars, which is also limiting too. Should not have any limitations. All right. So that's the thing when you don't make announcements, other than the Discord, we might not have as many people joining in. So we got 2 people. So anyway, if you guys got questions, drop them down below. Hopefully you had a good weekend and a good week. Hopefully whatever you're manifesting is coming to fruition and going your way. If not, if you feel like you're being held up, let me know a question. Yes, you are. I just started. I'm kind of going about trying to buy some time for more people to get in here before I start talking and then have to redo it all. All right. Was this one of the stale ones? No, I tried to revive the humidor and it didn't really work out, I guess. We'll get them next time. All right. So I'll touch on this real quick, but I do want to make a serious video on it. Not that this is not serious, but a more in-depth video on circumstances not mattering. There was a time where I was hit with circumstances, and even right now, something I'm trying to manifest that seems very big and out of the way and like I need to do a ton of work for it, but it kind of goes into surrendering and trusting that you don't need to know the how. You need to know what you want. Trying to figure out the how is none of your damn business, and it's not going to matter. But it's trusting and walking in faith. That's your detachment. It means I'm not worried about it because I know it's going to work out in my favor. You have a desire like me. One of my desires would be financially free and independent of a 9 to 5. That seems so far off and so impossible to do. And it's like, well, if I do that, then I'm going to have to do this and this and this and this. When SP and me had like all our difficulties, it's like, no, I'm going to need to talk to her. We're going to have to work through this problem and work through that problem. And then there's going to be a third party and this and that. And there's all these things we got to get through. When you stop worrying about that stuff and you stop worrying about the how, what are you doing? You're removing the circumstances. There's no more circumstance because you just jumped right to the end. You're only living and paying attention to the end scene of what your desire is. Like the success story with I think she said her name on it, but just in case he wants to be anonymous, a regular viewer of the channel didn't get invited to her daughter's wedding. She wanted to go, and I said, just skip to it. See yourself at the wedding. See yourself in the dress. Do this. If you like, she is someone who's big on affirmations, so do your affirmations. Next thing you know, she's just affirming and visualizing and seeing everything from the end being at that wedding. Boom, she's in that wedding. So there was her success story. But when you stop focusing on the middle and the how, you remove the circumstances. Because whatever you realize, you energize. So stop putting energy into things you don't want. If figuring out the circumstance is not something you want, stop doing that. Oh, there she is. Yep, that's me. And you did go to the wedding. Yeah, I didn't know if you had that anonymous or not. Glad to see you, Ink. Hopefully you're having a good day. But circumstances don't matter unless you give them power. The more you focus on them, the more you energize it, the more it's going to matter. So you have the power to remove that tension from it and put that tension where you want. Your mind focuses on many things. You can focus on a lot of things, but you want to direct it towards one thing. Focus on the thing you want, and that will become your reality. I'm cold, but it's okay. Good to see you, King. Oh, well, thank you. It's good to see you, too. And luckily, not as cold here. We got a nice 60-degree day, but it's not cold, not hot enough for me. I want some of that Florida weather that you got down there. What's up, Gary? You having a cigar yourself? Hope that your new manifestation is working out as well. I know you're working on something. And then we'll talk about affirmations because I know Ink is big on affirmations, and now that she's in here, we'll talk about it. One of the things about affirmations, too, is so many people have this whole thing about like, oh, do I affirm all day? Should I be doing it right before bed, right when I wake up? Do I got to do it like every few hours? Just like the 3-6-9 method? Do I got to write my affirmations? Do I have to do this? Here's my experience with affirmations. I'm not the biggest on them, but I know they work. I've done the robotic ones where I've subliminally played them through the Parrot app. I've done them where I say them to myself, but I get kind of lazy. I'm not going to sit there all day and it feels very fake when you're doing that too. It's like, SP loves me. SP loves me. Everything's working out in my favor. Everything's working out in my favor. When you're doing that, your brain's kind of asking yourself, why do you keep saying this? Why do you keep, because we don't have it. That's why. All right, that's cool. But when it's real quick and you get to that natural state, like you're repeating it enough times, when it pops up, like I always talked about when I was manifesting jobs and stuff, I would list out, and like I made the video on it. The next job is going to look like this and have this many guys working there and have this much pay, and this is going to be my vacation time, and I can negotiate this and negotiate that, and all the things I laid out. Boom, they happen. But I wasn't sitting there saying those things all day. If my family talked to me about the job I'm going to get, or if I'm applying for jobs, yeah, boom, here's the job I'm looking for. This is what it's going to be. And I'm not saying this is what I'm looking for, and hopefully I get. No, the next job I get is going to be this. And that was an affirmation because I'm saying it with a positive mental attitude and a for sure state to be like, boom, that's it. And that was my affirmation. If I thought about it and I'm sitting around, if you're applying for jobs, there's really nothing else you can do besides send out your resume and go on interviews. After that, it's all a waiting process. Same thing as like an SP thing. All you can do is think what you want. When you have contact, do what you can, but you're not operating from, I got to do this, this, and this, and this. No, it's more or less, you've done everything you needed to. It's all a mental game now. So just relaxing and letting it go mentally. And so whenever I wanted something, whenever I would affirm, it was just as the thought came up, or if it came up in subject or topic, boom, this is what it is. That's all I'm saying. And it's just a very calm, affirmative statement, which affirmation, affirmative statement of this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to be, and it's already done. And you drop it. I don't need to repeat it. because I'm not lying to myself. It is already done and it is already fact. So you don't have to sit there all day. Some people it works for like that. I don't like that. And I think it's unnecessary and adds stress that you don't need. So that was a little thing I wanted to drop in affirmations. Once again, I'll be making a video on those again. I do know that people like to see the same. I don't like doing the same video, so I try to find a way to make each video more unique. Well, I wonder how cigars taste. They all taste the same, in my opinion, Sayana. Nice. But the ironing clothes in the gym, nice. I got to hit the gym after this too and pick up my meals. I'm kind of lazy too. Yeah, you don't. It's manifestation. Manifestation is effortless, easy, and instant. At the same time, in the same breath, it can be very complicated, drawn out, and a long process. It's whatever you're identifying it with. At a core basis, what do I want? I know exactly what I want. How does that feel? Feels like this. Can I see it? That's what it looks like. And keep putting myself in that state as much as I want. That's a simple breakdown. Boom, get it like that. Problem is, things pop up that don't look the way you want. And the 3D seems more real than the 4D, what you're imagining, what you're visualizing, and what you're affirming to yourself. Something pops up different. Now that feels more real because it's like, well, this is in my face. I can't do anything about this because this person said it's like this. Society said it's like that. I can't do anything. No, you have the power to change whatever you want. All you have to do is believe it or get yourself as close to believing it as you can. But then I talk about raising your self-concept as well. You have to keep a strong self-concept as well. Not only for, oh, I see myself as the man, the woman, the whoever that is capable of having this particular desire. You also have to see, how does that desire see you, whether it's a specific person or money, like Reverend Ike said, money has a consciousness, or a job or something like that. How does that see you back? That goes back to the affirmation. What I desire desires me. So if you desire your SP, if you desire money, if you desire a new job, if you desire a business, whatever you desire, you have to feel that it desires you back. And the thing is, you just have to, it's hard because you have to pull something that does not feel real into your reality now, and you have to make it feel like a reality, which is where all these techniques come in. And it's simple because all you have to do is that. But then there's obstacles. And if you perceive them as obstacles, if you perceive the circumstances as obstacles, they become roadblocks and they hold you up. Or they hold you up, or they just stop you in your tracks, and then you just decide to give up. So what you want to do is take my affirmation of, I can't fuck this up, and everything's working out in my favor. When you take those two affirmations and remind yourself everything is working out in your favor, even though you can't see it, and you look at every situation or circumstance you're in as an opportunity to get you to your undesired, you start taking positive hows instead of, how is this going to work out in my favor when I have to deal with this, this, and this? Okay, that's a negative way of looking at it. If you say, man, I can't wait to see how this works out in my favor. It could work out like this, or maybe it works out like that. And then you start looking at positives. So anytime the how comes up, you're looking at a positive. Anytime the, anytime the positive comes up, or a circumstance comes up, you're looking at a positive way to solve it if you're looking at hows. But overall, I want you just in the end, right in the end. Okay, this is blocking me now, but what do I really want? Oh, that's what I really want. Sorry, hold on. Oh, it's just some good news. All right. Not really a manifestation. It was something expected. But when you realize, it's funny, manifestation doesn't feel like magic when you don't feel that it's impossible. When you feel like everything's going to work out in your favor, that's the beauty of the process. That's the beauty of the roadblocks. Because with that doubt and then pushing yourself to believe a doubt and then feel it into reality, and then it happens, that's when it feels like a miracle. So without the doubt, you would have never experienced a miracle, because it would just be like, I know it, I want it, I got it, boom, it's done. There's no magic to it then. There's no beautiful moment to it. But it's funny, when you get to the master manifestor state, it's kind of like, all right, I want this. I know it's going to happen, like this thing right now. It was not even a big deal. It's like, I knew that was going to happen, and it happened. And because logically it's going to work out. And then when you start looking at, oh, everything works out in my favor, everything just kind of falls into place always. Let me see. Take some questions now. What are your thoughts on asking for a sign on making choices regarding manifestation? I'm debating on telling Julia how I feel and asked for a sign to whether I should or not. Julie is my SP. I'm just unsure whether it's the right time to do so. Well, here's my take on that. Signs mean what you say they're going to mean, right? So if I decide the sign of 111, 222, whatever sign you're choosing, if that's going to be what makes you say that, the sign has more power than you do. And in a way, you're looking for that sign to tell you what you already want to say. Now, does it feel natural or there's no fear attached to saying what you want to say? What are you truly expecting? Do you expect the answer to be no unless you receive a sign? If you expect that, oh, if I say this, then this is going to happen and it's not going to work out in my favor and she's not going to be receptive to it, well, then really the prayer that you just put out, the affirmation you just put out, the visualization was, by doing this, it's going to end badly. But if I receive a sign first, this is going to turn out in my favor. Now, both ways can work out in your favor. You could shock yourself, and the first way will turn out because maybe your positive affirmations and self-concept have been strong enough to get that. But then again, your self-concept would still need work because you're focusing on something that's you're still looking for an outside validation. The sign becomes the outside validation you need to make yourself confident enough to say what you have to say. And even though you might manifest it before, it will be hard to hold on to because you're going to always be looking for, I want to do this, but I'm unsure. Could I get another sign? There's nothing wrong with the signs. I've asked for signs before too. Oh, is this the right decision? Is it not? At the end of the day, it really breaks down to your decision. So asking for a sign is looking for outside circumstances and conditions and validation to tell you that what you're doing is right. When you feel inside that everything is right and you're cool, calm, and collected and you know and expect everything's going to work out in your favor, you don't need any goddamn signs because you are the sign. You are the powerful one. You are the one who knows that everything works out in his favor, so you don't have to worry about anything. So that's my take on the signs. The sign could still work because you will be so confident in the amount of energy you put into that sign. Like, this sign happened, I know it's going to work out because I've been in that state before and things have worked out. But then it's been hard to hold on to stuff because it's like, I need another sign to know everything's still going good. I need to know that everything's fine. Now I'm just a person who finds signs, and when I find the sign, I expect something good here. When you could cut out that middleman, this sign's a middleman. You just inserted a middleman into your relationship. You just put, oh, I have to receive this, then I can receive that. It's almost a how and doing it step by step. What you want to do is go, here's what I want. What do you want this conversation to be? Can you play that conversation out in your head with SP? How does it play out in the most positive possible way? What makes you feel calm? What is the desire and the outcome of that? How does it feel when that stuff is played out the way that you want it to play out? And you can relax right now into the moment knowing, wow, everything has worked out in my favor. So that's my take on that. Oh, Ink said the same thing. Persistent having it live there. Sometimes you won't have a sign, but it's coming. You move it. Yeah. And then it's like, if you're looking for signs, like I said, you will usually see the signs. And I've been somebody who always sees, you can see a lot of signs, but not what you really want. My sign is airplanes. They are constantly flying over my house. Yeah, that's same by me. Well, not right now, but where I grew up, I lived right by an airport. But that was something I wanted to talk about. And then a little bit more into the self-concept. I mean, I kind of touched on this already, but I think it's a very powerful realization I had, and I was talking about this during one of my sessions the other day, was your self-concept is not just how you view yourself. You have a self-concept in everything. So when it comes to working out and your body, you have a self-concept there. You know how you feel. Like, if I'm happy with my body, I know I'm happy with my body, and I know the feats I could take on in the gym, and then I have a relationship to the gym. Well, how does the gym perceive me? Well, when I'm in the gym, I am respected, and people don't look down on me, and I don't have to feel subconscious because everybody looks up to me. All the younger guys want to be like me. All the older guys remember when they were like me. But I've been through this up and down. I've been working out for 10 years. There's sometimes when you're not happy with your body, then your self-concept in the gym goes down. People perceive you differently. Same thing with making money. If you have a good relationship with money, you feel that, oh, I'm a money magnet, I can get whatever. Then money, like Reverend Ike said, money hears that. Money's going to come to you because you feel that you can attract money. You feel you deserve the money, so you have a relationship with money. Go to SP. I feel like I'm the shit. I could get whatever girl I want. I'm a player, this and that. You could have that mentality, and I've had it before. And I had a ton of girls throwing themselves at me versus when before I didn't have any girls, but I wanted SP. So you have a bunch of girls wanting you. And then for ladies, maybe you got a bunch of guys wanting you, but the one that you want isn't there. What is your self-concept with that person? Every person you have a self-concept with. You got a boss you got beef with. What is your self-concept with them? If you feel that you're less than them and they could tell you what to do and they could boss you around and make you feel like garbage, well, then right away they already have some subliminal power over you, where it's like, yeah, in the 3D, they're your boss. Yeah, they got the power here. But do you give them your power mentally? Do you go home thinking about this person every night? Do they take up space in your head rent-free? Do they make you feel like garbage? If they make you feel like garbage, then they have power over you. And your self-concept with them is, I'm confident in all other areas of my life and I feel good and I can go to the gym. I feel like a king. I'm out with my friends. I feel like a king. I feel like I feel good with SP, but then I go to work and then this one guy, he gets in my head and that fucks my whole day up. And I'm thinking about him when I go home and I'm thinking of when I'm with SP. I'm thinking about him when I'm with my family. Someone else is taking over your mind. They have control over your mind. So what is your self-concept with them? If it's I go to work, they tell me what to do. I do what I got to do. Whatever they give me, they don't give me hard work because they don't really give a shit. They just leave me the fuck alone. If that's your mentality, then relax. Leave it alone. Let them be them. You be you. And your self-concept is they see me as a peer. They don't ever want to talk down to me. They respect me. And it's just that one person. And then you start trying to tell a story like that. Whatever story you feel or take from them, like, oh, okay, they're talking down and insulting me. Instead of getting angry, you could almost accept an apology. This works with the SP stuff too. You can accept apology from them, even though they never gave it in the 3D and they're still treating you like that. You could accept it. Forgive them. They know not what they do, right? From the Bible. So forgive them. They know not what they do. Everyone's just you pushed out. Somewhere along the line, you develop some negative story with this person, whether it would be whoever. You forgive them. You let it go. If a conversation plays out and you don't like it, you revise it, and then you just put yourself in that, not just revise it and then be like, okay, and then go about being angry. Revise it and feel how it would feel if that story played out that way. And then you relax, and if they gave you a bunch of shitty work to do, go do that. SP rejected you, you replay it, but then obviously you live out the 3D where it's okay, you're rejected, you got to go about your business. What's the first thing I do? Well, about the rest of my day? Okay, well, I'm going to go and go to the gym. That's part of my routine. I'm going to go read. I'm going to go write. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to paint a picture. I'm going to make a music video. Whatever it is, you go out and you go live your life. It's not the end all be all. And you go about and live your life as if everything has worked out in your favor with that interaction. And your self-concept with that person is your peers, you're equal. Nobody is above you and you're not above anyone else. We're all equal here. So what you want to do is see yourself equal to everyone, not lesser than anyone. Like I said, when you have that mentality, oh, I'm a player, or girls, they can get any guy, whatever it is, whatever mental thing you have, it's like that's why you're getting all these girls, right? And then the one you want is pushed away because your mentality with that one person is they don't like me back. I'm not shit to them. That's part of your self-concept too. Most of it is when you're doing the general stuff to feel good about yourself, that puts you in a good state so everything else feels believable already because you already feel so good about yourself. It's not a big leap to believe. It's kind of subliminally put in that person's going to treat you better, and then they do. So that was kind of a breakthrough thing that I've been talking with clients about. You guys got any other questions? We're powering through. We're only 23 minutes in. This kind of goes in with many manifestations too. You're building up your confidence. You're writing down, You're writing down little mini manifestations. They're not big things. They're not stuff that you're attached to. But when they come into your reality, you feel a lot more relaxed and realize, oh wow, everything's working out in my favor. Cool. And they're just little reminders because they're helping you build little stories between yourself and whatever that particular desire is. Let's see what else we got. And self-talk, you will realize everything you're saying to yourself is self-talk. It's an affirmation. It's a prayer. Everything, every conversation that goes in and out of your head means something. So how are you talking to yourself? Are you talking to yourself confidently? Is it a challenge comes up in your day and you're like, well, I'm really not good at that stuff, but I'll try. Let's quote Yoda. There is no try, only do. My mom used to always quote that to me too from Yoda. I used to hate it as a kid. Like, oh, why are you quoting Star Wars to me for life lessons? But it's a good life lesson. There's no try, there's only doing. So live the life you want. So it's like, okay, this seems impossible. But what other choice do you have? When something seems impossible and circumstances seem to lock you out, what other choice do you have than to see it in a positive way? Even if you don't believe in manifesting fully, seeing something in a positive way, if it just makes you feel better, why would you not choose that option? Or are you more addicted to sitting in self-pity and depression and stuff like that? I was. I'm not gonna bullshit you. It feels good because no one's expecting anything of you. You don't have to do anything hard. You don't have to live up to a certain expectation. You don't have to put yourself to build yourself into a really good character of life. You could just sit there and be like, nah, everyone's gonna feel bad for me. And you're expecting them to feel bad for you, and they do. And then do you really want to be the person pitied? Or do you want to be the person people look up to? Do you want to be the person who's made it out of the circumstances and didn't have to take consolation prizes, who didn't have to settle for getting kicked around? Because when you are sitting in that state, you're accepting it. And it's fine. Something happens and puts you in a bad state. You could experience it. We're human. All right, have that experience, but don't dwell there. Like Neville said, life is all about states. There's always a state of depression, happiness, lovefulness, bliss, whatever. There's always these different states, and there's cities. You're traveling through. You're a traveler, but you decide where you stay. There are people who hit one bad circumstance, and then they play in depression for the rest of their life, and then they die, and that's it. That's the only state they ever experienced. They may have taken little vacations to Happinessville and then went right back because that felt more comfortable. They're used to that. I didn't realize how much confidence you need to make videos. My head is off to you, King. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it takes a lot, but at the same time, I've been doing this since I was not this channel, but I've been making videos since I was like 19. I admire more of like your like comedy and little bits that you're doing, and then you're going out to a cemetery and walking around and doing live streams. I would say that live streams are harder and more. I gotta work myself up into doing live streams still sometimes. I don't think I'm now confident enough that I could turn this on and not really have anything like, I shoot from the hip a lot of times. I say I'm confident enough where I could just flip this on, not really have a topic. I always have notes around. You guys have seen my desk. I got notebooks everywhere. There's comedy, there's acting, there's little notes, there's motivational speeches I wrote when I was younger. They kind of tie into manifesting. I got the Bible right here. I've got Neville's book, which I just moved that over there. So I always have something to jump off of. And I got little reminders of stuff around here that remind me of things. I tell a little success story too about affirmations. I always say, something in my whole life I've always wanted to give to other people, help other people, and it was more or less I always forget about myself, which is not a very good self-concept thing to not give yourself anything or reward yourself. It's nice to be selfless, but it's also nice to give yourself something. When they say the golden rule is to treat others as you'd like to be treated, that applies to yourself too. Treat yourself good, and more good will come back to you because you're expecting it. You're treating yourself the way you want to be treated. So one of my affirmations was like every week I write down like some little things that I plan to experience during the week, and like 8 or 9 times out of 10, you're getting all 10 of the things you write down, right? Well, one of them was like, I always receive gifts, and this was not even expected. It's not any holiday, not my birthday, not Valentine's, not nothing. Go by SP, and she gives me this. She was like, I went to, I think she ordered it online, but she's like, this reminded me of you, and it's this Trojan helmet. There you go. You can finally see it. So if you're here, Lily, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's like a little manifestation success where it's like, yeah, that's a reminder that, hey, you are worthy. And when you're seeing yourself worthy and validated, the world validates you. Not that, you don't need to receive gifts all the time, but it's nice when you do. It's not like, because some people be like, oh, I'm in a relationship, but I'm not getting gifts or being taken anywhere and stuff. Well, do you value the gifts or do you value the time? Because you can get gifts from anywhere. Coming from an SP, it's just like a little bonus. Oh, cigar died. Let me read the comments. God bless, Nick. Good to see you. Good to see you too, brother. I'm glad you're here, Bart. I do like a million retakes on my new channel videos. Lives are easy for me. Hello. Yeah, I don't do retakes on videos. I just shoot there too. Some videos I do. Some of them, like the one about getting a job, which I made that one for my mom. I wanted that to be something special, so I did retake that one 3 or 4 times. I revised 2 job opportunities that turned me down, and they both came back to me and offered me an even better option. That's awesome, brother. That's like a straight out of Neville story. And I don't know if Randy's here too. I'm going to actually send this to him to see if, because, I feel like I've kind of become known as like the SP guy. There's so many things, so many fucking amazing things in life you could experience. And there's other things I'm working on experiencing too. And, there's a thing too, working on or manifesting something. It's an action. once you revise it, once you do the technique, once you write it down, once you burn the letter, once whatever, it goes away. That's it. It's done. But the more you keep doing it, oh, I'm manifesting this, I'm working on this, I got to do this. It's always something that's just a little bit far off. But I mean, you did the revision, you let it go, and you expected, boom, there you go, 2 better opportunities. And that reminds me of like the Neville stories. And I'm going to share this live actually with Randy right now because he had a success story. It was really cool. And I don't know if he's going to post it. I did share this with him. So Randy, if you're here, you could tell your Babe Ruth story, but he has got a cool story. I don't want to share it unless if he wants to, but otherwise he's going to put it in the Discord, I think. Which, if Gary, you're here, what's the word? Discord. Yeah, we got a couple members there now, and it's nice, especially like while Discord's still small and not too many people subscribe to it at the moment. It's $7.50 a month. We don't have a ton of people in the group at the moment, but it's nice because it's just like getting like we're like in a group chat. So people got questions, boom, I could answer it within probably a couple hours. Unless I'm sleeping, then I wake up and I answer the messages. That's what I like about our Discord. At the moment, it's not too blown up, and the channel's not super big. Now, this is, like I said, self-talk. I'm not disappointed by that. So if I assume that by the channel not being too big, it's always going to be small and not big, then that's how it will stay. But I'm assuming it's going to blow up and get even bigger, and there's going to be more people. So that's why it's not a negative self-talk. It's just like, hey, here's where we are now, but it's not disappointing me. It's not discouraging me. You could say, like I said, be careful on how you talk about yourself, things you're going through, and circumstances. Really break them down. Like I'm at the point now, it's like when I get somebody in a session, they start telling me stuff that doesn't sound negative on the surface. And even myself, back when I first started this journey, I wouldn't have understood what was wrong. You could pick up by the language, the tones, and things like that, where someone is going wrong off that. So that's why usually within the session, when they break me down, like what's going on or their thoughts on something, boom, you could see it. So that's why watch your self-talk. That's where gratitude comes in a lot too. It's great to always be grateful all throughout the day. Like there's always something you could be grateful for. Like even right now, we're doing this live. Like I said, the chain that Lily gave me, it's like, boom, that's something to be grateful for. It's like, I like the merch hat that I bought. It's like, man, I'm grateful that I've made it somewhere in life where it's like, oh, I could actually make stuff that represents me. And then this camera's always inverted. Represents me, and it's something that helps people, and it's like a good representation. There was one time where I just used to fantasize about that as a kid. Looking around, it's like, oh, look, here was a birthday gift I got 2 years ago with I like to collect tiki cups, and this is a little tiki. This stuff. Oh, another gift from Lily for my birthday, which is I still haven't put it in. So if you're watching, sorry, babe, that it's goes for the Bible, so I can carry it around without it getting fucked up. You know, there's always stuff you can look around, look at yourself. It's like maybe you're not in as much shape as you want to be, but remember where you started. Man, I'm thankful for where I am now. You could go after this live. I could go get some food. I'm having a $5 cigar. This is like, or something like probably $4 at this point because I bought them in bulk. But still, some people can't even afford a cigar. So it's like there's always a reason to be grateful. And then slipping in things that you don't have yet, your brain is assuming, oh yeah, I should be grateful for that too. Because I mean, if I have all these other things, and then the person is saying this, the consciousness is saying that, then yeah, that's what's going to. I obviously have it. I really like that. I need to buy one. Yeah, that's why I really like the way it turned out. I like this website a little bit better. I still want to launch the merch, but it's like I'm trying to make sure I got all the money together to buy it, and then it takes like somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks for the merch to ship out. But I like this one because I put this on the back. Oh wait, you can't fuck this up. I've been wearing this all the time, especially because I'm growing my hair out a little bit, just trying to test something new. And then I got the trucker one, which I know Ink, you like the trucker hats. I do know if you guys are going to order from there too, a lot of the sizes run small, especially in the hoodies and sweatpants. If you got a big ass like mine, it ain't going to fit in them sweatpants, so don't get a large, get an extra large. But it's also like being 6 feet tall with a big ass makes it hard. Like Lily's shorter than me, but her ass fits in it. So the length and this makes it hard. I don't even know. We're not even on manifesting anymore. We're talking about my ass. Yep, I want all the wording on the back too. Yeah, that's why I like this one with the wording. versus the other one, the trucker hat, doesn't have that. And then there's the bomber jacket. It's kind of expensive. Like I said, I try to make it all as cheap as I can, but they won't let you sell it unless you make a profit. So most of the things, even the expensive shit, I'm only making like $2-3 on. But I just like the merch, and I wish they had like the wristbands. That would be cool, like those little rubber wristbands. That would say like, you can't fuck this up, or everything's working out in your favor, so you always have it with you. But on the back of the phone cases, this is an old one from the other site, but I'm working on another one to being made. See, like everything's faded out because I've had this for like 8 months or whatever. But instead of white, it's going to be black and says you can't fuck this up. So it's always whenever you pull out your phone, oh, you can't fuck this up, Mystic Manifesting. Yeah, there you go. So I try to, like, that was the idea behind the merch. Or like on your water bottles, live your legacy. It's like not just about, it's a sticker. So it's like, oh, it's not just about SP. It's like, you're here to live a legacy. You get one life. Stop letting one person dictate your entire life, because then SP has control of your life. A boss has control of your life. Somebody you got beef with's got control of your life. A friend group's got control of your life. It's your life, your legacy. You get one shot. Live a good one. That's why I like that. That kind of came more from like always something I was trying to set out to do. And it might come from an unexpected way. That's why you're always grateful. Man, I'm so grateful this turned out my way, and I didn't even expect that. And I did like the variants of this, but I have to figure out how to do black on there. It's just the wolf. It's supposed to say Mystic Manifesting, but it's in white. So if you order this one, if I can't figure it out, you just got to cut that off. But like that one, I'm probably going to put on my motorcycle helmet. Let's see. I got any other topics, or you guys want to? I had 2 clients actually this week. These are small little success stories, and I don't want to talk too much on anyone else's stuff yet until like the full manifestation's out. So like and I don't want to discourage anyone, but I had 2 sessions this week. Both of them had contact with their SPs within like 24 to 48 hours after that. One of them was like an inspired action. The other one was a message from the SP. Last time I manifested my SP, it was without knowing Neville, and it happened right after I moved on, quotes, and started dating a new girl, and she appeared 2 days later just as a random encounter. Question is, do I just go and start dating different people again, although I want my SP? So here's like a gray area. I've done it without, and I've done it with. Like there's been times where it's like, if you guys know, you see my stories up and down for 3 years now. Like now I feel the journey's done at this point. When it came to, I mean, there were times where it was straight up like no nut, no nothing, like just SP and that's it. And as the time frames, it didn't really affect the time frames. It's always happened within 2 to 10 weeks. There are times where it's like, oh, I was like talking to other chicks and going out with them and hooking up. And times where it was like, no, I'm with nobody, but fantasizing about SP and doing the deed that way. So whatever way you want to do it, there's no wrong way. The reason why SP came back after you quote unquote moved on, and even people who don't believe in manifesting know that they come back, it's because now you validated yourself to feel worthy. An external thing made you feel worthy enough to get your SP. You removed the pressure to it. You detached. So you're walking in faith unintentionally, and you're feeling that other person is making you feel the way that you wanted your SP to make you feel. That's why when I say, do you want that specific person or do you want a feeling? Because that person might give you that feeling. Feeling's the secret, right? That's what we're all after. We're chasing an SP because we want that feeling that we have when we're with that person. But is that person the exclusive reason you feel that? Or is it just because you're lonely and you would like somebody else to make you feel that way? If that's the case, I would say what you have to do is learn to make yourself feel that way. Learn to feel complete and whole yourself. That way you're never relying on anyone else. That way you have the option when SP comes back. This was something I always struggled with till recently. It's like in my life, if SP were to walk away, am I going to be hurt and sad? Yeah, it would have hurt and sad, but I'm not going to be like, oh, that's it, everything's done, because now I know you can manifest whatever the fuck you want. And the feeling that came with SP, I could give it to myself whenever I want. And then receiving it from SP, it's just like that's a bonus now. The specific person giving you a feeling of happiness should just be a bonus, because you can make yourself feel happy, fulfilled, and whole and loved without that person. That person loving you and adding to your life is the bonus. It's not just them. So if you want to go out and date other people or just see other people, that's not going to stop your manifestation from coming in. And if you believe it's going to make your manifestation come in faster because you're detached and you're worked up on that, then that's probably what would work for you because you believe that's the pathway to it. And then if you're really someone who's not really attached to that specific person, the new person you find might be even better. Like one of my things was I would write down the ideal specific person, and I have encountered those women, but then my SP was usually around the corner at the same time, and it was a very hard decision to make a couple times. But I chose to be with Lily because I realized once I learned to give myself that feeling, I was not chasing I was chasing that specific feeling that I can now give myself. And you have the ability to choose. And I just felt it was her. It was better. I was better off with her. So it's up to you at the end of the day to see what you want to do, what works for you, what makes you feel good. We want to feel good. We want to be happy in our lives, but it all stems from us. We have the ability to make ourselves suffer or to make ourselves happy. I know people like to say, no, it's just sometimes people are just more unhappy than others. Naturally, yeah, you might just be more naturally unhappy person. You might be more prone to depression, but do you choose to identify with that? Is that your self-concept? Is that going to be forever? Well, somebody once told me I'm just a depressed person, then that's just how I'm going to be. Or are you going to say, no, I'm going to be a happy motherfucker, and everything's going to work out in my favor, and I'm going to love myself, and everyone I encounter is going to love me too. That's what you have to get to. My SP confessed his love for me after I met someone. I think a lot of it is letting go of resistance, and you might have an assumption that she would come back if you met someone new. Exactly. And yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I was saying. And it's like, in your mind, logically, this is bridging the logical mind with the manifesting mind. Okay, if I see this for myself, if I see that, oh, I'm with somebody else, my SP is going to logically assume that, no, I got to stop this from happening and confess my feelings and stuff, and there's going to be something to panic. If that's your assumption, that's what's going to play out. My SP has a 3P, and I found out affirmations work better for me. Do you think she only wants to be with me and does anything to make that happen? A good affirmation. Here's what I say on for Rita's Gambit. This is what I will say on affirmations / affirmations. Because you said affirmations work better. That's just a regular affirmation. So either way, I mean, if that feels good to you, affirmations, affirmations, anything positive, asserting exactly what you want to happen. Whatever feels natural to you, feels good for you to say, and makes it feel like something you would say if it were already done, that's what I would go with. So I could list off stuff that I would say, but what feels natural to you? Does that feel natural to you? If it does, then good, stick with it. If it doesn't, play around with some other ones. What is something you'd say if it was already done? What's up, Divine Fempress? I'm going to be a happy motherfucker. I like that outlook. You are a happy motherfucker, Josh. I just remembering your phone call. I'm not going to say nothing, though. There's a time and a place. But you're a happy motherfucker, Josh, and you make me very happy when you tell me funny stories. I'll have to take a road trip. We'll tell some jokes in person and have some rotted cigars. No, that's negative self-talk. These wonderful, delicious cigars that don't fall apart in your mouth at all. I knew it was going to happen since we live in the same city. I used to keep an eye out, but as soon as I met someone and stopped looking, the bridge happened, and it happened so fast after. Like, honestly, I've been with multiple different girls, and none were close to SP, and they all made me think and appreciate SP 1,000 times more. Feel me? Yeah, I feel you for sure, bro, because that was kind of the thing. Like I said, I would write down the ideal SP, and even though it was everything on paper I was looking for, it did not compare to Lily. Like that, I knew I wanted Lily. So it was like the world, God, the universe, whatever you call it, that's going to give you whatever you're expecting, whatever you want. You were expecting it to happen. You knew it was going to happen, so you relaxed and you just let it go. And it wasn't because you chose someone else, but logically that made the connection for you, and it took some of your energy off it. It's like you're expecting it, but you're not distracted by it, because what you go looking for, you find. But sometimes you could be looking so hard, you're secretly expecting not to see it, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a contradiction, because I always say, what you look for, you find, you will. But I remember there was a time where like I used to be afraid of running into Lily at the gym, and I was like, man, like I'm afraid to run into her, because what if it doesn't play out right? What if my self concept isn't right? And sure enough, I'd run into her, and then it would be really awkward. It would be like I don't even know what to say anymore. Even though we've got great banter and we get along and things always felt good, when I felt bad about myself, I would be afraid to run into her because I felt I wasn't ready. But when you've done all the work and you relax and you let it go, it's going to turn out your way. And Lily, if you're watching, that's not the cigar. My SP said everything I wrote down for him on a letter that I burned. There you go. My SP has a 3P. I already said she's not going to tolerate him. I'm the only one that can for him. Hold on, right there. There's the self-talk. He does not have a 3P. You could acknowledge it in reality when you have to, when it comes up in conversation. Do not go back looking for it and bringing it up. You didn't need to bring it up there, because that means it's playing out in your head all the time. When you write that letter, you burn that motherfucker. That's it. It's done. There ain't nothing else to think about. Third party's not a thing no more. It's just you and SP. Because when you're thinking, well, third party's not going to tolerate SP, and SP is going to leave third party, and then there will be a sequence that gets me there. There's a lot of steps. Not going to say it's not going to happen, but now there's a lot of steps occurring to get you to your manifestation. What is your manifestation? You and SP sleeping together every night. Go to sleep with that vision every night. You don't have to worry about nothing else. You believe that statement, it's already done. Forget about it. Go to the end. You're in the end every day. You're living in that state as much as you can. Boom, motherfucker's gone. That's it. You don't even have to worry. As soon as you burn that letter, that's it. They're done. They're gone. SP got naked and smelled like someone else. I can't get past that puke factor. Well, Divine Fempress, like I said, is it your SP, or is it wanting to feel good? You make yourself feel good, and you realize it's not that particular person. It might be you just want to feel loved. Feel loved yourself, feel chosen yourself, and then if it is that person, you have to see them seeing you that way. Not just saying it out loud, not just going in comments and saying it, not just telling yourself a million times. Feel how it would feel, because it's not, if you convince me that it's true, if you convince every chat in the world it's true, but you don't believe it, then it doesn't matter. You can convince everybody in the 3D except for yourself. Yourself and your inner world is the only thing that matters. And if you can't get past something that you can't forgive, trust me, I had stuff that I had to forgive that was very difficult. And sometimes it would still pop up in my mind, but I had to get over it. If you don't get over it, then that means you don't truly unconditionally love that person. And it's fine if you don't. I mean, you don't have to. If there's been something so wrong and it's going to keep fucking with your self-concept, it's going to keep making your life hell, and you're going to have to keep flipping that story, what is the point to that relationship? There's no point to it if there's something that bothers you, and there's always a war and always a battle. Either your true desire is you like the drama and you like the figuring it out and you like the chase of the manifestation and you like the ups and downs, or you want it to be at the end scene where none of that stuff's an issue anymore, or you just want somebody new because you want to feel validated. Well, you have to validate and love yourself before you get that from anyone else. I probably already asked this in the last stream. How do you stop procrastinating? I'm in a state of planning and perfecting, but never acting on said plan. Sayana, I don't believe you asked that last time. And if you guys know me, I like to procrastinate too, as you've noticed sometimes with videos and stuff like that. But to stop procrastinating, I don't know if this applies to SP, because sometimes there's certain things you're locked out. If you're blocked and blah, 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 and third party, all this stuff, there's nothing you could do. In a sense, you're in a prison of sorts, and you just have to relax and let things go, let it roll, and stay in your own mental scape. But if it's like a business or job opportunities and stuff, ask yourself what you can do. Do you have a plan? Did you write the plan down on paper already? If you have a plan, I've got right here for today and tomorrow and this week, I've got stuff that has to get done this week. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. I got like 20 things on this list that have to be done this week. Pick out the easiest thing on that list that you can do, and you know that you don't need any help from anyone or anything to do. You can do it yourself. Sit down and do the easiest thing off that list, then cross it off the list. And now you feel a little bit accomplished. Now you got a little bit going. Is your home and everything else in order? Is that something else you want to do? Oh no, they're coming after me with a software update. No. All right, let's hope it doesn't shut down the stream. So it's like write down what you want to do, slowly cross off the list. Easiest thing first, or most important thing first. If you're on a time crunch and something needs to get done and it's something that you can help and do that thing that needs to get done first. And then after that, follow it up with some little easy things. Then relax. Realize what's not that important that doesn't need to be done in a hurry. And if you can, push yourself to do it today. Don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. Make yourself feel good, relax, let it be done, leave it alone. Next day, what can be done today? Hit that too. This probably has to do with procrastination too. From a business perspective, I've always found that I have an inner need to feel that we aren't ready, or maybe we need to learn more. We learn to implement. Success is uncomfortable surprises. Yeah, I agree with you on that too, Josh. That it's like when you're in that state of like, we need to do more. This is the hard part for me too, because I think like Josh too a lot, where it's like we feel there's more to be done. If you feel there's more to be done, you feel like you're not doing enough, then that goes in with your inner talk, your self-concept, and everything in between. Your inner talk means you're saying to yourself, there's more to be done. I'm not doing enough. So then your self-concept makes you feel like I'm not good enough. I didn't do enough today. And then you outwork yourself and you're doing work, all this work, but going nowhere because you're not expecting to go anywhere. Yes, you learn from every opportunity. You learn from every situation you're in. That's good. Every time you overcome one of those situations, I'm so good at this shit, man. Oh, you're taking it into your mind that, wow, everything's working out in my favor. I just conquered this and I just conquered that. And that's just getting me better than what I already am. I'm already ready now. Because this is a quote from Greg Plitt, where he was like, when do you stop being the student of life and become the master, become the teacher? And you just stop. It's like so many times, it's like, oh, I need a mentor. I need someone to show me the way. I need to figure this out. Once I learn this and master this, then I can do that. Instead of just confidently saying, I can do this. I got this. It's going to work out in my favor. And then you start accomplishing little tasks, just like, and this goes more into like 3D stuff for like Santa and what Josh is saying too. List out what you can do today. Work on those problems that you can work on today. Knock them out. If it's a 3D thing, then you're building confidence that way. Then you have some miraculous things that you can't really control, but you want to see play out. Write those down too. Expect them, visualize them, feel them a little bit like this. Like if you go on the Discord, I've got the little manifestation challenges. I think I've posted 3 of them maybe so far, 3, maybe 4. And I've done 3 out of the 4 of them, I think. And there's still one that I'm waiting on, but it's not going to sit there like, oh, I suck at this. I do have a restriction on that one because it took me a long time to manifest the first time around. So it's like there's a little restriction for me on that one particular manifestation. But I want you to focus on what can you control today, how easily it can be done, and give yourself credit for all the things you have done. And for Josh's thing too, go back and do gratitude. Sit down and take a day, an hour or two. I know you don't ever take breaks in life, kind of like me, but before, now I take a lot of breaks. There's 2 sides of that coin. You could be working too hard or you could not be working enough. Sometimes I feel like I'm not working enough. But there's some people you see like they don't put any effort in anything and they just take off and things just go really easy for them because they have that assumption that I don't need to work hard, things are going to work out in my favor. But if you grew up in like a background like me and him did, where it's like you have to work really hard to achieve what you want, and then you're never working hard enough, you're always that success is always going to be just that far away from you. That block is right there. So taking a day to be grateful for, I'm grateful for this and this opportunity, and recount how far you've come in life. Where were you last month? Where were you last year? I know you've had a lot of success in your own personal life, and you were telling me some of your things that you've accomplished and promotions and big money and stuff like that. Those are things to look back on. Man, I'm so successful. If I've accomplished that, there's nothing I cannot achieve. I know all that. I do this, the real. I always get what I want. It's not, I always get what I want. His naughty bitch smell like the woman he left hanging to come speak to me. We weren't together, but he swore he didn't have a noogie, but it smelled like someone. Well, then again, you could also be assuming that too and worrying about that. Hold on, I got a honorable message from the chat. That was from the chat. Uh, oh well, the procrastination thing is about my dream life. Like I'm not about to affirm 500 different affirmations for money, body, and how people treat me. I want it to be a package deal, but I get really into the planning, so I never go and actually start affirming and visualizing, etc. Start doing it. So what you want to do when there's multiple things you're desiring, even Neville said pick one thing at a time. But I get a time crunch, life goes by. If you're doing something where it's like, okay, you're getting in the shower, right? You're looking at your body in the mirror, obviously, right? That's where you hit a quick visualization. Close your eyes. How do I want to look? How do I feel right now? Did I go to the gym today? Man, I went to the gym. That was a good thing. I could see a little improvement there. Even if you can't, I could see a little improvement. I know I'm improving. And then you give yourself credit for that. Your dream life and your money and stuff like that. Whenever you go to buy something, be like, man, I'm so thankful I could buy this. And if it is something you could buy too, it's like, boom, I got it. Or it's like if you can't buy it and it's something you want, it's like I know I could afford that. I just don't need it right now. I know I don't need it yet, but I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm procrastinating buying that beautiful mansion that I want just because I'm comfortable at where I'm at. But I know I got it. It's already done. When it becomes so easy for me to purchase it, then I'll just buy it then. So that's when money comes up in your life, hit a money affirmation or visualization. When you run into your body or like that, do that. You have an interaction with people and you didn't like the way it goes, revise that shit and then just relax. Just like Bart's story about he used affirmation after there was a rejection for the job, and then boom, comes back with two new things. You don't need to be sitting there all day like, all right, 6 a.m. got to sit down and meditate. Okay, first things first. Okay, my body. I'm meditating on the body. Okay, has it been 10 minutes? Okay, I did 10 minutes on that one. Now this one. You don't need to do that. It's as it comes up, you develop a sequence of like, okay, it comes up, body, anything I'm affirming, visualizing, whatever technique, or at the end of the night, you just script out a general life thing. So it's like you're making a journal of your dream life with things that already happened. It's like, today I woke up, I had a good workout, and I feel really good about my body. I've made so much progress, and I've done so well on that. Then after that, I treated myself to a nice smoothie. It was a little expensive, but I enjoyed it because I earned it, and I make so much money. And then just at the end of the day, if you want to just do it all like that and you want to have a little regiment, do that. But there is no, just like in life, when you're coasting and just going, you have natural assumptions. You have natural things that you expect to experience every day, and you're just relaxing and experiencing it because you already have an assumption on things, so they're going to play out that particular way. Bart says, how often do you listen to your own affirmations / subliminals? I've recorded a couple that I listen to before bed and throughout the day / night when I sleep. I have faith it works and I feel it. Well, if you have faith it works and you feel it, then that's perfect. Then you're already impressing the subconscious. You know it's going to work. You know that's the technique for you. When I've never been a big affirmation guy, but I took it under my like radar when I saw like Sammy and all these other channels talking about robotic affirming. I'm going to affirm and do robotic affirmations, and I'm going to have a success story with it. Boom, I did. And I said, and I had the robotic one. And that's when the last time I was using subliminals and stuff. I haven't used them in a while, but it's funny you bring that up because today I was driving. I was like, I need a new subliminal tape for this new stuff I'm working on. And I was just trying to think of affirmations and stuff. So the reason why, what I say, you have to be very specific. Why am I not really manifesting things I want now? I have a cloudy vision, and here's my procrastination of what I want. Sometimes it's sitting down alone in silence, not with friends, SP, family, or nothing. Take a day to yourself. What do you want? What does your dream life look like? Script it out, think about it, get that little vision, get something that implies it's done, and go to that end scene. Or pick out your affirmation track and make one. Right now, honestly, my only procrastination on it is like, I need to find the right song because I like to play, like if I'm going to record Parrot on my daily phone, I'm going to take the computer or my old phone and I'm going to take the computer or my old phone and I'm going to play a little music that I like in the back, and it puts me in the state. Like when I did the ones for SP, I was using the song from Oppenheimer, Can You Hear the Music? I really like that song. It feels powerful, and I like the way it made me feel, so I put that together. But currently, I'm not listening to none. Actually, I've been listening to a lot of instrumental music that makes me feel good and makes me feel like I've already succeeded. So you're saying seeing improvement, even if you don't see it. I need to do this. I feel like I'm lying to myself, but to be honest, I don't feel no way when I said I was stupid when I get 88% on tests for school. So what I'm saying is, if you have something with your body, I believe this. This is my personal belief. This is how it works for me. There's stuff I do for me that works for me, and I teach you off my own experience. Working out, I have affirmed that like I've got a great body. I'm shredded. I'm this. I'm that, and I was something like that. Like I've affirmed for things that I had not seen yet, but I was going to the gym every day and taking effort to do that, and then giving myself credit for going to the gym, feeling like I look good already, and keeping myself in that state. So I'm not fully lying to myself, but I'm seeing things as if they were there. I'm closing my eyes. Like you're not, if you're looking at the 3D and lying to yourself, you're going to feel the lie. But if you're thankful for and giving credit for what you've already done and you're doing the work to get it, you're going to get it. Like something like working out, that's something you can control. It's not like an SP thing or a job thing where all you could do is say your piece, put yourself out there, and then use your mental abilities to manifest that into reality. The body is something you can control. Starting a business, something you can control. I can't just say I'm going to be a really good manifesting teacher and YouTuber and then just never make a fucking video and go live every now and then. I can't do that. I can't just say, oh yeah, I make all this money off, coaching and merch and things like that unless I'm actually doing the sessions. You get what I'm saying? So there's certain things that do require work, and that's where you can't be lazy and procrastinate. And then you do a session and that person gets a result. And it's like, wow, I feel good. Now you've strengthened and affirmed for yourself, but you're already affirming that all my clients have success. All my clients have success. And despite hearing like, okay, this person stumbled. Nope, that's just part of their story. And then you go back and you coach it with that person again, or you go live and it's like, man, maybe that live didn't feel so good, but no, it was a good live. And then you just keep only seeing the best in every possibility. So yeah, in a way you're lying, but you're not. If you keep reminding yourself it's a lie, it will always be a lie, and then you just become delusional and nothing's working out. But when you're seeing the best and you're seeing how things are working out each time, that's how it helps. I love your videos. They give me motivation, or however you spell it. No, they do. That's spelled right. But I'm glad that I'm glad they give you motivation, and I'm glad they're helping you. That was like one of the things I like when I work with Gary, and Gary knows exactly how the videos are going to be put together. I'll just send him some clips and a rough idea, and he puts together pretty much the exact video I'm thinking of. So that's why I'm grateful to have him as an editor, because he puts together some really awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm the same way, Bart. It's like I'm very cautious of stuff. It's like, it's funny when listening to Neville, he always listens to like Beethoven, Bach, and all this classical music. I'm not going to lie, it's kind of dorky, but to some people, but not to me. I can't accept that. There's self-talk right there. I'm watching how I talk about myself. It's not dorky. That's powerful. I go and listen to Beethoven and Bach, and I sit there and say, it's just kind of like a neutral thing, but positive, and then it feels kind of powerful and relaxing at the same time. You kind of hit all those emotions. There's a reason why people say, oh, go back and listen to those. There's something about that music that's special. So I'll go listen to that. I've always loved stuff like Hans Zimmer and like movie soundtracks and stuff like that. So I'll listen to that stuff. I stopped listening to, I used to listen to Eminem a lot and a lot of rap stuff, especially when I worked out. I stopped listening to that because a lot of the lyrics to that, it's like there's some negative subliminals in there. A lot of songs are about breakups and heartbreak and this and that. There's a reason they exist, because a lot of people get their hearts broken and people relate to that. I love Post Malone, but Post Malone, you could tell that motherfucker's been hurt by life, and you keep listening to that. Now you're identifying with that. I'm careful what movies I watch. You can do it, and it's just like you just have to remind yourself who you are after. I listen to a lot of Spanish music with Lily, and I can't tell you what it's about. So it's like I just feel a nice little beat, and I'm like, there I go. So at the same time, you got to just watch what you consume. Like, why watch the news? The news is going to be overwhelmingly negative, and the point of it is to put you in fear. Fear is contradictory to manifesting. So why are you watching the news? Scrolling through TikTok, you are hypnotizing yourself up, 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 and then you're seeing, a lot of these videos kind of run together. You go back and go back in your TikTok, look at all the videos you liked. Go on that part where you can see the videos you liked. How many of them have to do with heartbreak, pain, suffering, or negative shit? Go back and look at them. A lot of them. If you don't constantly monitoring your feed is a good way to watch where your mind is. Like and I try to keep them all separated too, as like a little experiment. On the Mystic TikTok, it's all stuff relating to manifesting, religion, positivity, stuff like that. On the Muscular Mystic, which is kind of fitness related, it's all fitness and a little bit of comedy and manifestation and religion. On my Comedy Flex Entertainment one, it's all weird stuff, random things, comedy mixed with little negative things and heartbreak stuff, because I was going through heartbreaks when I was posting a lot on there. So that's what that feed is about. So I try to stay off that account. I go on the other two. Or what you can do is go back, and it's not just there. It's on all the social medias. They all kind of watch what you like. You go and reset them. Type in Neville Goddard. Find all the Neville Goddard tweets. Like, even if you're not listening to them. Play them through. Listen to them if you can. And then you reset your feed that way. That's something I've done. They say babies who listen to Beethoven develop a higher IQ than babies who don't. Might just be an assumption, but interesting. Yeah, no, I get that too. But I used to love XXXTentacion. I forgot. I can't ever say his name the right way, but I know who that is. Until I discovered Neville, and I saw those lyrics were a big reason my subconscious was filled with negative thoughts. Yeah, it's true, man. It's like, you know who else I used to listen to was his name. Damn, I used to listen to him a lot. Even like on my first date with Lily, I was listening to him. He was negative too. What was his name? There's a white rapper, but he was like, his shit was negative as fuck. But his music was good. Like the beats were good and stuff, but it was just, I didn't like it. I mean, anymore. I can't listen to it no more. But some of the songs are catchy. And it's like, you want to, but no, don't listen to it. Don't play it through unless you know that you're going to be fine after. You know, a song I will listen to is like everybody knows I don't even know the name of the song, but the Tate theme song, or like those French songs that they put with the Tate stuff. You see all those videos. People make the music videos and they have them smoking their cigars in their nice suits, in their supercars, making motivational videos. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with some of the stuff they say, but not all of it. But it's like overall, it's like, man, that puts me in a good state. I feel abundant as fuck watching those or listening to that song, even though it's in French and I can't understand what the fuck it's about. It makes me feel good. There's the one song, and Lily, if you're here, tell me if it is El Rey, and she told me it means the king in Spanish. And that song, it's about being a king. And I'm like, oh, I like this. It's motivational as fuck, especially when I look at it. But I do think there's a degree of heartbreak in it too, but I can't understand that part. So that's the part I block out. I just like the beat to it in the song. I remember when I was so obsessed with checking the 3D, I got fed up, closed my eyes, and made my own movement. And at a certain point, the goal became to feel better rather than I need to see my tummy get flat like a cutting board. Well, that's the point, too. You want, what do you call it? It's up to you to feel better and give you your own movement, to put yourself in that state, because then you're happy with whatever you see. I can tell you right now, it's like one thing feeds another. Your negative assumptions in the 4D feed the 3D. So if my mind is naturally being negative and I'm only seeing the worst in myself, then I'm going to subconsciously take actions to like, I'm going to skip the gym today. That's unlike me. Even Lily has pointed that out before too. Like, why are you skipping today? Well, it's early in the morning. I thought you could work out early in the morning. And then I'm cheating on my diet. I'm paying this guy I have to go today to go pick up my meals. Why are you cheating on your diet when you have that stuff? But it's like, oh, I'm not happy with my body. Then all of a sudden now I'm eating to make it worse, and I'm not training to make it worse, and I don't even realize it. And then you see it, then it demotivates you more, and then you see more. So then you start to see yourself and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a nasty cycle of like, I think bad, then I do bad, and then when I do good, I see it bad, and then I take that back and I think bad again, and then it just cycles again and again and again. And it's the same thing with money, SP, the body, anything in life. You will take actions when you feel good. So if you're happy with the way you look now, and you say, man, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had a flat belly like a cutting board? then cool. Then you're going to start naturally taking actions for that because you feel motivated, because you feel good about yourself. That's the point. You want to feel good about yourself to put yourself where you look forward to it. If you're working out every day and seeing no results, it's going to kill your mentality. The hard part is when you're working out every day, you're taking progress pics and stuff like that. That's why I put that in the Discord, a section for progress pics, where I'll put my stuff too each week. Even if I look like shit, I'm gonna post it up there. I'm gonna say a positive message to it and say, you know what? Here's the positives I did in the gym, and this got me here, and I'm proud of myself anyway. And that's gonna motivate me to train harder next time. And then when you feel like people are watching, then it's gonna motivate you to train harder. But when you just see no results and then you're not giving yourself any credit, you're going to naturally want to quit. What kind of things should I visualize and affirm for getting dates and women being attracted to me? I know I need to go vague. I'm just confused on what I should say and visualize. So, number one, like I said, always it's going to be what feels natural to you. It's harder for me to go through these when it's like general in the chat like this. So I will have to give general but somewhat specific advice. I'm trying to, but it's harder without knowing where your thoughts are naturally and stuff like this. Stuff gets more dialed in a session. Not saying you need a session, but I'm saying you could do this shit on your own by knowing what works for you. So first thing is, where are you at mentally right now? Tracking down where your natural assumptions are about getting dates, where you were in the past. And I would say go back and revise all your past situations. Now, Eli, I know you've had success before in the past with SP. You were the one who came in the chat and said, my advice 3 years ago before I was even coaching helped you from Reddit. So you know the shit works. So you have to have that what do you call it? That confidence with you already. Not just that it was a fluke or anything like that, because you know that you applied conscious manifestation and you received your SP. So now you need to know exactly what you want. Do you want to have a lot of dates? What are the type of girls that you date? What do they look like? What is like? My thing was always like, I've always liked older women. So that every chick in that, the inverted camera is fucking up how I'm putting on my hat. No, I need to wear a hat. There we go. Can't fuck this up. So what type of women do you usually go on dates with? What are what do you usually get? What do you prefer? And I used to do this back in my dating days on Tinder when I was just playing around with a lot of this before I even met Lily, really. And I would be like, oh, I don't get any matches and stuff like that. Can you believe I look this way and get no matches? What are you doing? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of your own vocalization right there. So you need to say, man, I'm so thankful I have all these matches. I don't even know what to do. And then you go there and then you see maybe there's no matches still. And it's like, oh, I get all these matches. Every time I go out, there's always girls that want to talk to me. And then, it's over time, you start to develop the confidence, especially like if you're hanging out with a group of guys that are negative, like I used to, and it'd be like, go out to a bar, oh, no girls want to talk to us. Well, I'll go talk to them. And then what's the worst that's going to happen? A no? What's the worst that happens? A date doesn't work out? Then the positive to that is, I get to go on another. I get to meet someone even better than that. So that's where you have to kind of like know what type of women you want to attract. What makes you special? Start this is one that goes back to give yourself credit. Give yourself credit to how far you've come, who you are, why you love you. And if you love you, then know that all the women are going to love you too, because you're this, this, and this. Like I said, it's very hard when it's vague to, work with someone like this, but this is what the lives are for. So I could try and help you guys. So for you, it would be, what affirmations make you feel like you're going to get a bunch of women? What attitude do you feel helps you go on more dates? How do you what do dates look like? It's like, well, where's my go-to date spot? When I take girls out, I like to take them to, I had places where I used to like to go. It's like, oh, if I know when I'm trying to be my little player self, it was like, where am I going to go? Oh, I'm going to go here, here, and here. These are good places to go. Oh, what movies are out? And, keep scanning for what movies are out. It's like, oh, I would like to go to the movie and see this movie. And, this would be a good movie to go on a date and go see. I got a craving for sushi. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take this girl out for sushi. And then, just stuff like that. Kind of like, where do you like to go? What are some going out clothes? Hey, what are good date outfits to wear? It's like, oh, I'm going to wear this and I'm going to look like this. And, they're going to feel this way about this outfit. So you're almost developing that character. Like I said, life is a play. So what is the character of Eli that goes on all these dates, gets all these women? What does he look like? How does he feel about himself? It goes back to you. It's you, not them. It's you developing the best character of yourself. Do you work out? Do they like your body? Do you dress like a certain way? What do you think? It's because you already have an assumption on women and dates and stuff like that. What do you assume women like? And does it match what you like? Because obviously, you don't want to go and change yourself and not be happy with yourself. What do you like and how do you carry it confidently? There are guys who I love to wear the fedora, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the balls to wear it out half the time. You know who hypes me up for that would be Lily telling me, "Oh yeah, you look good in that." You got to put yourself in. Oh, you look good in that. Wear it out. Sometimes I even feel weird wearing my own merch. It's like, oh, I feel like a tool. No, you earned that. You worked on that. That's your company. That's something you built. Wear it out with the fucking balls and confidence to do it. Have the confidence to be the man that you want to be. And other people will respect it and want to be around you. I visualize an American businessman, top deal maker. I love that. You are the all-American man. Now we just got to get you a house with a nice picket fence. But you do have you do have a manifestation success story about getting your nice house in your nice neighborhood. Hey Courtney, what's up? Yes, you finally caught me. Thanks. It felt the same way. Thanks. I felt the same way you did on the apps. Now I keep matches, but unmatched before a few dates. And now I keep matches, but unmatched before a few dates. Really letting it kill my self-esteem. I like slightly older girls too, lol. I've been feeling a little better. I know I'm a catch. I love planning and going on dates. I just assume things don't work out for me and something's wrong with me. See, that's the thing. If they don't work out, for me, it's like I was like the master of going on dates and then not getting any more after. And it was like that was an assumption I had. Oh, yeah, I always get a date and I don't go out again after that. Or when you're hanging out with a certain group, I'm not saying cut off your friends or anything like that, but for me, it worked. My guy wants to work out today. But so what do you call it? It's like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, and I love that too. I love planning and going on dates too. I mean, that's what that's something Lily always liked about me was like how I planned the dates and stuff like that. And every other girl that I would go out with and stuff like, oh, I love the effort that you put into this. The other ones were saying that shit when I just had that assumption that's how I am, because the only person I really ever put a shitload of effort into dates with was Lily. If I really like someone, I'm gonna put a fuck ton of effort into it. But then I have that assumption of myself, oh, I put in a lot of dates. Other chicks I was taking to a regular bar, like, hey, you want to go to this bar? Well, I'll pick you up. We'll go to this bar. And then, one day led to another. That was like my player phase, right? But it's like I was not putting any effort into that. But I had the assumption that I'm good at planning dates, that I like to plan dates. But I wanted to only plan them with Lily. So that was my assumption for myself. It's like, oh, I always plan the best dates. Every girl wants to go out with me. And then you develop that self-concept. They always want to go on more dates with me. I always got numbers in my phone. Every time I'm getting hit up, it's like I would just have all the time on my phone, like I'm getting hit up. It's like even when and then you see it too, skyrockets when me and Lily were like, we've been good since September. And like my assumption has stayed clear on that. I remember one day, it's like I just felt very abundant, very happy, very loving and loved and stuff when me and her were together. And every fucking chick that I had been with in our time off and in our breakup hit me up within 48 hours. I was at her house. 2 of them called me on the phone. The other ones were texting me. And I told her, I'm like, that's fucking insane. Why? It's because my mentality, I felt abundant. And I didn't go out with all these other chicks anymore. It's like you just kind of cut them off and let them go. And you could almost use a reverse psychology on yourself too. Like, man, I got so many chicks. I need to just focus on one. And you're just kind of like telling yourself that, like, oh, I gotta focus on me. I don't have time. And that was the thing too. It's like being a player and stuff like that. It's exhausting planning dates and stuff. So you kind of lose yourself in that process. That's awesome, Courtney. So she said she's been sick and recovering, so it forced her to work on her inner conversations because she couldn't script, meditate, or do sets. And it's whatever, like inner conversations, I feel are very powerful. And you It's like if you're resistant to it or you're trying to do too much work on the 3D, especially when it's a manifestation you can't really do anything in the 3D about, you have to relax and go inward. So many problems are solved. In fact, all problems I believe are solved inwards in your mind before they're solved out in the 3D, because your inspired action, the divine guide you need, it will come to you and you will start solving the problems that way. Even being sick worked out my favor. It did. And it's funny because it's like so many things. And I will say this, and Lily, if you're watching this too, me and her we went out on a date last Sunday or before that. And it's weird because I usually don't get sick. It's rare. And we were supposed to go out to our friend's place to go to a barbecue. And it was like, man, I kind of wasn't, because we've been out all day. We didn't get much sleep the night before. And it was like the place we went to was like an hour away. So I was driving a lot. I'm tired. I'm beat. And I got this horrible headache on our way to the cookout. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, man, it's killing me. And that wound up being what caused us not to go. And part of me didn't feel like going, but I wanted to see them. But it's like, I wish we could do this tomorrow. And then it's like, so I have no doubt that we're going to get invited to another cookout with them and stuff like that and see them again. Some are still right around the corner. It was only the first nice day. But it was funny because it was just a simple thought that I had. And then she kind of had that thought too. It's been a long day. We kind of want to go home. And then an excuse popped up. There was a legit excuse where I can't fucking open my eye. And I'm like, fuck, dude, my migraine is killing me. And then I wound up laying in bed for like the next, I don't know, it's probably got back around like 6 or so, 6:30 to her house. And I'm laid in bed till the next morning. So that's crazy because sometimes being sick does work out in your favor. It's freaky, crazy, scary how accurate assumptions can be when it comes to dating. Mental diet is so important. I feel like it is, brother. Like the way you see yourself is a general assumption of how the life in the world is going to treat you. And if you're getting resistance from one person, the Reverend Ike used to say, he goes, why am I treating myself like that? And it's like, it's true. It's like, what part of you is treating yourself that way? What is your resistance to this person? Go down and break it out and break it down in your head and be like, okay, what's going on with me that's making me treat me like this? And then you forgive, forget, move on, and release that energy from it and realize, no, I am the shit and they see me this way too. And then they will. Thought transference is real. It is. What you think and believe about yourself and another is what they think and believe too. It's what they feel. We're almost at an hour and a half, guys, so we're going to go for another 8 more minutes. It'll be an hour and a half, so if you guys have anything else you want to say, we'll go. I feel like we had a pretty successful live. My lawn got canceled this weekend, and before I could even call anyone, my ex-husband called me and offered to mow my lawn. There you go. See? And people just start treating you better when you start treating yourself better and feeling better about yourself. I want to do another live this week because actually today and a lot this week I've been thinking about doing another Neville thing where like I play Neville's speech and then I talk about it as he's going, like pause him, and then we'll talk about certain things from what I've experienced, what you guys are going through, questions, kind of like we sit in with Neville a little bit. Well, I was thinking about it. I'm like, what speech would be good? Me and Lily were driving the one day, we're going back to her house, and like I stopped, and you guys know I try to learn my Spanish, right? I look over at a sign, and I can't say the word, and she'll probably roast me for this, but it was like abogado or something like that. It's like, it means lawyer in Spanish. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, that's a funny word, abogado. I'm trying to do my Spanish, looking at it. And I look down, and there's a sign. And it's like this weird, it's like a globe with like this little thing, and it said Potter's House. And I was like, holy fuck, Neville has a speech that says Potter's House. But I'm like, and it wasn't until this morning that I figured it out. I'm like, why did that stick out to me out of nowhere? Why did I keep thinking about it? Why did I go on this? And it was a church. Why did I go on their website? Why am I thinking about it? And then I realized, I'm like, Neville has a speech called The Potter's House, and it relates to manifesting. It was like a direct manifesting thing. And I do believe it's a story in the Bible where he was using it as an analogy. I'm like, that's the speech that we're going to do the next video on. So I'm hoping to do that this week. Try to get another live in maybe tomorrow night. Hey, Nick, by SP showing how I want him to be in 3P, to be in a 3P. How do I get past that? your SP is showing up with a third party, and you want to get past that. Well, one, like I said, the quickest way to get through any situation is go right to the end. So if there's a third party situation that's bothering you, write a letter politely saying to the 3P, it's like directly addressing it, like, you know what, I wish you nothing but the best. I know the next person you're with is great. Whatever's happening between you and my SP, I forgive it. I let it go. I just would like my SP back to me. I know that everything's going to work out. Then you can write SP a letter. I forgive you for that situation. I'm really, like, it doesn't bother me. And you just put it in your own feeling to it. But he's acting like I need him to with 3P. I'm kind of a little bit confused by these questions, but I think if there's a third party and you're stuck with that, this is my advice on what has worked for me in the past. You write a letter to politely, wishing only the best for the third party, let them go, telling your person, if you need time to heal, whatever, I'm here, I love you, this and that. A letter to yourself, I forgive you for creating this situation. Everything's working out in my favor, whatever else you want to write, but it comes from you. It's naturally, you're speaking to the third party, but with love and respect and sending them away. And then to the third part, and then to your SP, and then to yourself. And you burn up the letters and realize it's done. And now you get an end scene. Now you can start working from there. How does life feel that you have the SP? And that's where you go with from there. That has been what's worked for me. And that's how I've been successful, whether it's been with SP and a third party or a third party blocking anything in my life, kind of like politely fuck off. Brother, these live streams really helped me. I'm so grateful you do these. I used to think live is tough, and it was. Now everything is shifting. I can't thank you enough for clearing things up. You're welcome, brother. I'm glad it's helping you out, and I'm glad to see, that means a lot to me. Like, stuff like that makes my day. Like when Eli came in here the other day and told me about his success, when you told me this right now, like, that's the type of stuff that makes my day. That's why I said this feels more fulfilling. It's like, yeah, when I use the law of assumption, maybe to do acting and comedy and stuff again, I still love that. I'm still passionate about it, but there's more of a reward from doing this. Like, stuff like that makes me happy. That's what makes me want to do more lives. That's what makes me want to make more videos. But it's like, at the same time, I don't want to recycle the same fucking bullshit where it's like, circumstances don't matter. Here's why they don't matter. They didn't matter to me because I got through this. I think it's something that people kind of forget when you move into coaching, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes you forget, and it's like, what are you struggling with? Well, I go back to when you were in that position, and that's kind of the thing. What kind of makes sessions like, that's why I moved into charging for sessions, because like, I'm putting myself in a state. I'm going back to where I was to relate to you and meet you on that level, and work through it together. And something that always clicked for me and kind of bridging my day job, like you said, I don't really like it that much. But one of the things I learned is when I got out of being an apprentice and moved into a journeyman, one of the things with that is you train the apprentices then. So by maintaining that consciousness of like what it was like and remembering and holding those feelings of what it was like to be in that position and not know anything, I go back to put that position. It's like, okay, no, here's what helped me understand it when I was in that state. And then maybe I've learned something over time that makes me understand if I was back in that position, this would have helped me more knowing this knowledge. So that's like one sword sharpens another. Working that job made me a better teacher, I think, because I started this channel shortly after I got promoted and became no, I think I already had the chance. No, I was promoted at that time, my first promotion up. And I was like learning to teach other people there where other guys are like, I don't want to be bothered with you. How do you not know this shit? Did you forget that you were there one time? So it's like sometimes I see that with coaches and even myself at times. You got to remind yourself, where did you come from? What put you in this position? Go back and meet the people there at that level of consciousness and then show them the way to the level of consciousness you're at now. And I think that's what I try to bring that's different than other people. That's why sometimes, like a lot of times after a session, especially like one where like people pay for it to go longer and stuff like that, I definitely go back and I take a quick meditation and gratitude and put myself through some techniques to put me back in a peak state and remind myself of where I came from, because I am going back and reliving it a little, showing you the path, and then it's like, okay, go back. Now, where am I? Okay, cool. Yep, just put myself back in the good state. I think we got 1 more minute left, guys. So with that, I want to say I think we had a really good live here. I love you guys very much. Thank you, Bart. That was very kind words that made me feel really good about what I'm doing. So I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for joining. If you want, the Discord is up. I'll put the link at the end of this video. I think I'm going to make a post too. And if you guys want to join, that's $7.50 a month. If you want coaching, I'll put up in the post for Calendarly. You could book a session there. I've got openings today and all this week at 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. One day I might have to block off, I think, or at least a couple hours I might have to block off. But the coaching is available. I'll put a link up. I'm just going to make a community post and I'll put it at the bottom of this video. If you want coaching, you can book on Calendarly. If you want to talk to me and send me a success story, or if you're having trouble finding the coaching, email mysticmanifesting@gmail.com. And if you want to, what do you call it? I did have dog hair in my or cat hair or whatever it is. If you want coaching, that's there. If you want to join the Discord, $7.50 a month. There's a link for that. And I'll be launching the merch soon. I think I could probably post it now, but I'd like to order a few more things just to make sure they're good before putting anything out. But I'll eventually put all those links and everything. Anyway, guys, much love. I love you very much, and we'll see you in the next one. You can't fuck this up, and you got this.